Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we are checking out Star Trek The Menagerie Part 1 and Part 2. A lot of people were telling me that The Cage was the first episode that was ever made for Star Trek, but it was never released because it was too cerebral and stuff for the network. I already knew that. I was originally actually going to watch The Cage in my last video, but a bunch of my patrons said that The Menagerie is a better watch and contains like 70% of the Cage episode in it anyways, so I decided to not watch The Cage and instead watch The Menagerie Part 1 and Parts 2. As you can also see, I am in my bedroom today. I am still at home over the winter holidays. I'm here with my puppy. She's going to be a rare occurrence on the channel. Her name is Huxley for anyone not acquainted with her. She's very cute and she will probably and hopefully sleep through this whole video with us today. I also have these amazing Spock socks that I got for Christmas. I just want everyone to look at these and appreciate them in all their glory. Okay, moving on. And since I am at home today, I do not have my color changing light, or else I would have gone, I don't know what I've gone. I would have just gone blue today, just boring blue. I'm sorry, that was boring, but I would have gone blue today for the color changing light. I've really enjoyed the last two episodes of the original series, and I don't really know what to expect from the Menagerie. I'm just hoping we get stories that are pretty cool and very interesting, like the first two episodes that we watched today. A lot of people were saying that the first two episodes were not as good as the rest of the series, but I really enjoyed them. So does that mean I'm just going to really enjoy the rest of the show? I kind of hope so. But yeah, I'm just hoping that we get a lot more crew member interactions and some cool storylines, or I guess one cool storyline for this two-parter episode. And if you'd like to check out more of my reactions, you can head over to my Patreon of uncut reactions to many of the movies I watch on YouTube, as well as early access reactions to my movies that come out 1 week early. Thank you so much if you check it out. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, The Menagerie, let's get into it. I hope you enjoy my reaction to Star Trek the original series, The Menagerie Part 1 and Part 2. P.S. These episodes are kind of split into 2 episodes on Paramount Plus. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, so it's going to be split into 2 episodes on this reaction as well. Enjoy! Also, I know that these are all the updated effects. Thank you so much for all the comments on that. Oh, hello everyone. Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Starbase 11.
The rings on their sleeves. That's kind of cool.
We received a subspace message asking us to divert here immediately.
This base sent no message, Captain.
Hey, Spock's looking greeny yellow again.
You don't know. You actually don't know what's happened to Captain Pike. There's been subspace chatter about it for months.
Captain Pike was the guy in the cage, right?
With the Enterprise from Spock, served with him for several years.
11 years, 4 months, 5 days.
That is more than several years.
Captain Pike?
That was a really cool reveal. He's kind of like Davros from Doctor Who.
Captain Pike. May I remain for a moment?
Whoa, go Spock.
It's only 6 days away at maximum warp, and I have it well planned.
No. He doesn't want Spock to do it?
I have no choice.
What's Spock trying to do? What's Spock trying to do?
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
I'm wondering, are all the effects updated for this show, or is it just the space shots?
For us to come here. He entered same in his log. That's all the proof I require.
Hey, it's the little square cubes again.
Who would want to divert us here? There's no trouble in the space sector we're patrolling.
I think it has something to do with what Spock is going to do. Ooh. Spock with the Vulcan pinch.
Recognized the captain immediately. A mutual friend described you, sir, Lieutenant Helen Johansson.
You're like, oh no, not her.
She merely mentioned she knew you, sir.
Oh yeah, I bet knew you pretty personally. I bet she knew you naked.
But slightly.
Through the flashing light, he can say yes or no.
But that's it, Jim.
Telling me with all this technology, that's as much as you can give to Captain Pike. I swear there are different people at the helm of this ship every single day. Ah, Ahura! Hello.
Request confirmation.
Sir, this is a security area. What are you doing here?
I'm just looking at it.
You're cross-circuiting it.
Spock's going rogue.
Rise to Starbase. Orders received. We need operating confirmation from the ship's captain.
Oh, get pinched, son.
Acknowledged, sir.
Stand by. We'll warp out of orbit in 1 hour.
What is Spock's mission? I am so invested. Kirk always looks so
Does
dramatic.
it have anything to do with Spock?
It does. Kirk, good, good. You're Sherlock Holmes.
Either a message was received.
Or there was never a message in the first place and Spock has been lying trying to get the ship.
Jim, forgetting how well we both know Spock, the simple fact that he's a Vulcan means...
No, Vulcans can lie. You guys are knuckleheads.
Command in my ship. I don't know who it is, but I mean to find out. Even you. If I thought you had the...
Why does Kirk look like he have like a halo around him? Is that the effects?
Right.
Talos 4.
Or otherwise, is to visit Talos 4.
And to do so is the only death penalty left on our books.
Really?
That's why. Not even this file explains that.
Why is there a death penalty going to this planet? Maybe we'll find out.
It does name the only Earth ship that ever visited the planet.
Was it Pikes?
The Enterprise.
Oh, what? The Enterprise?
Commanded by Captain Christopher Pike.
Okay, so I was half right.
Commodore! Captain Pike, he's gone.
Where'd Pike go? Did he get warps like beamed out of there?
Someone's trying to hail us, sir.
Maintain radio silence, Lieutenant.
They're all like, this is a little sus, Spock.
And is assigned Captain Kirk medical rest leave until our return. His instructions are...
But he's like, I was just with Kirk. See, Spock would never do anything without like a good reason, so I'm really interested to see what his plan is.
Simply take good care of him. Follow Spock's instructions to the letter. Kirk out.
Spock, you are a devious man.
Sir, scanners report an object following us, about the size of a Starbase shuttlecraft. Shall we reverse
Take
helm?
no action, Mr. Hansen.
In fact, let's destroy it.
Repeating it on all emergency frequencies, Jim.
Spock is headed for Talos 4, all right.
Okay, so he's going to the planet with the death penalty. Well, it's a death penalty in going to the planet.
Library computer.
Lock onto sensors. Measure object now for...
He still says things funny. Sensors.
Computed. Shuttlecraft is already past point of safe return.
He knows it must be Jim. Yeah, he's not gonna let Jim die.
2 hours of oxygen left.
Oh man.
Why would he want to get Pike there?
Finish what Pike started.
Contained absolutely no practical benefits to mankind.
Spock would have some logical reason.
Yeah, exactly, this is what I'm saying.
This is the first officer speaking. Security, send an armed team to the bridge.
An armed team?
Doctor, as senior officer present, I present myself to you for arrest. I never received orders to take command.
What's Spock's game at right now? What an interesting development.
Disengage computer control over her.
We can't disengage, Captain. The helm does not...
Are they all going to the planet?
Voice command. Disengage from helm.
Unable to comply.
Spock's like laughing in his head. Ha ha ha, I'm the only one who can do it. What's his plan? I want to know.
I waive counsel. Further, I waive rights to this hearing and request immediate court-martial.
What the heck?
And Captain Christopher Pike.
Denied. Captain Pike is a complete invalid.
Okay, come on.
He's got you. Whatever he's up to, he's planned it well.
Does Spock want to not be part of the crew to go on to Talos 4? I'm confused.
Should this vessel enter the Talos Star Group?
I am.
Jeez.
Comply with the request you just made, sir. That I explain the importance of going to Talos 4.
Yes, please, explain it to me too.
Screen on.
Imagine if he said no, like, no, I don't want you to show evidence. You're out. You're banned. See you later.
The Enterprise.
That was a cool shot.
Its commander, Captain Christopher Pike.
Oh, this must be episodes from The Cage, huh?
Screen off.
And that episode's supposed to be too cerebral. Interesting.
Mr. Spock. No vessel.
Where did you get that footage from? Where are all the cameras?
The court is not obliged to view evidence without knowing its source. Very well. Continue.
Screen on, Mr. Scott.
Yeah, let's just watch the cage together now, guys.
Certain what it was.
It's coming the speed of light. Collision course.
Ah, cool. Now we're watching the episode.
It's a radio wave, sir. We're passing through an old-style distress signal.
Interesting.
That's it. No other message.
I have a fix. It comes from the TOS star group.
Talos 4.
All letters check with a survey expedition. SS Columbia.
Dude, his eyebrows are so much bigger.
18 years.
If they survive the crash.
We aren't going to go?
Yeah, go check it out. Is he just taking a bed break?
Oh, I concur with yours, definitely.
No good. I'm glad you do.
Because if you hadn't, you would have been fired.
Well, now you're tired and you...
You bet I'm tired. You bet.
Yeah, the way he jumped in that bed. He's like, yeah, you bet. I'm going to sleep now. Good night.
Remember I told you I had 2 horses and we used to take some food and ride out all day?
Well, I lied. I had 3.
We both get the same 2 kinds of customers. The living and the dying.
Oh, wow. Wow. That was actually a good line.
This is the captain. Our destination is the Talos star group.
Oh, he's going. I really like how they're using this episode as flashbacks.
But this is a court of space law, not a theater.
Captain,
He's like, how would I fake this?
I will release this ship to manual control.
You're in no position to bargain.
No, he is. He owns the ship at the moment.
There's still one member of the trial board to be heard from.
Continue, yes or no?
It's up to you. Do we continue under these conditions?
Oh, let's go, Pike.
Atmosphere, sir. Heavy with inert elements, but well within safety limits.
Gravity?
0.9 of Earth.
Okay, pretty good. I'd live there, actually.
You feel up to it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyone dying? I like their incognito outfits. Cool, those are like the first warp effects in Star Trek ever. Blue leaves. They're music plants. That's actually so cool. That looks like a bunch of old men. What is it? Whoa, a lady? Why is she still so young?
This is Vina. Her parents are dead.
Oh, she was born. Okay, that's why. Who the heck are these big-minded, Mega-Man looking men?
Send out scouting and scientific parties now.
Yes, affirmative on this.
I guess she's never seen any young man before.
Prime specimen. I didn't get that last.
Oh my days.
I think it's time to show the captain our secret.
What's the secret?
We'll show you. We'll accept your judgment.
This could be why it's under the death penalty to visit the planet then. The reason.
Here and here.
I'm sorry, I only see rocks. What? What? It must be the Megamind men. Pimple heads. Keep blasting, keep blasting. Nice. He just turned on grenade mode. Don't end it. I want to see more.
Are coming from Talos 4, sir.
Captain Kirk is hereby relieved.
What?
You've not only finished yourself, Spock, but you finished your captain as well.
Kirk's like, I don't want to be dragged into this.
Sir, I respectfully decline.
Oh. Why does young Kirk look so cool?
Do you know what you're doing? Have you lost your mind?
Captain, and Captain Pike's life. You must see the rest of the transmission.
I want to.
Lock him up.
Kirk, man. But continue watching the transition at the, transmission at the same time. To be concluded next week. Oh, I imagine seeing that. I'd be like, what the heck, what the heck, what the heck, what the heck, what the heck? Luckily, I get to watch it right now. And that was my reaction to the Menagerie Part 1. I'll get into the second part in a moment, in a couple of minutes, but let me just talk about this episode very quickly. It was a very interesting episode, and it ended on a pretty fun cliffhanger. I was expecting it to end on Spock having to make the decision to discontinue the ship's computers or not. I was expecting it to like zoom in on his face, to music start to rise, and then to be continued next week. But we get the resolve of that action, but Kirk puts him into jail. Oh, that's pretty scary. That's pretty scary. But it's a very interesting mystery, and it's a very cool like unraveling of this mystery, and I'm very excited for the next episode. If I had to wait a week for this episode in the, I don't know when this came out, 1966, I would be pretty on the edge of my seat. But lucky me, in 2023, I get to watch it. I get to watch it in about 5 minutes. So sucks for any of you guys who had to sit in there and wait a week before you got to watch the next episode, because that's a little bit annoying. This episode overall was pretty good. I would say it was, again, full of mystery. You know, you got Spock just like doing his thing, doing this mission, going to Talos 4, but we don't really know why, and we still don't really know why. We know kind of what happened with Pike and everything, but we don't know what happened at the moment. I'm hoping that all gets explained and should all be explained in the Menagerie Part 2. We also got a lot of really good Kirk action. Kirk just being very, I don't know, very stern and very Kirk-like, very captain-like in this episode. I really like young Kirk, especially in this episode. The other episodes, he was good. But in this episode, just watching him in like the council and watching him just sit there in the council, I don't know, it was kind of cool. Just, I don't know, he just has this air of coolness about him. And then also, we got to see a lot of the cage in this episode as well, and I'm assuming that we're going to see more of that episode in the Menagerie Part 2 as we finish the transmission. As Spock said, we have to finish the transmission, so I'm assuming as an audience we are going to finish the transmission along with Kirk. But I really like what they've done, because the cage, you can watch it on Paramount Plus now. You can give that episode a watch, but I'm pretty sure it was an unaired episode, and so it was the pilot, and then it was changed by NBC. They want to do a bunch of changes, and then they filmed another episode which then became the pilot. And so the cage, I don't think, at least for a while, was never released. So I think it's really interesting that the flashbacks are of this unreleased episode. And while I was watching this, I was kind of thinking like it would make this episode a lot easier to film, because you only have to film like 50% of the episode, because you already have that other 50% in the flashbacks filmed, because it's your unaired pilot. So I just thought it was a very smart way to use an episode that no one was going to see, but you've already spent time, effort, and money putting like your energy into this episode that is going to be unreleased, right? So I thought it was a very smart way to do it, and the episode itself looks fairly interesting, although I do like watching it in the Menagerie. I think it adds another level, because you almost have you have Spock talking about what happened in the episode, and when he was in the episode, and the episode supposedly came out 11 years ago or something like that. I don't know, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, the things in that episode with Pike is pretty cool. I kind of like him in those episodes. The big-headed pimple man, Megamind man, I wonder what's going to happen there. The fact that everyone just teleported, and where are these signals coming from? Like, is there people living on Talos? Is there no one living on Talos? Spock was like, it's a trap, so what is the trap for? Why is there a trap in the first place? Why is there a death penalty going to Talos? Why does Starfleet know about this in the first place? A lot of questions that came up in this episode, which I'm hoping, one, that I'm not dumb and just missed in this episode, but two, that they are revealed in the Menagerie Part 2. But overall, I really enjoyed this episode. Was wondering about the VFX as well, and whether they are just the space shots that have changed, or if all the VFX in the Star Trek, the original series, was updated in what, I think it was like 2008 or something. Someone was saying that they were updated somewhere around then. So yeah, I'm wondering what effects were updated and what effects stayed the same. I think someone said somewhere that all the space stuff was changed, but the blasters and the phasers, the phasers and stuff were kept the same. So yeah, just kind of wondering on that, just to help me comment on it in the future. And yeah, besides that, I'm enjoying the episode. I'm enjoying the mystery. I want to see where this is going to end. I want to see what's happening on Talos 4. I want to see what's happening with the Pimplehead guys, and I want to see what's going to happen with Kirk and Spock, and especially their relationships. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy my reaction to the Menagerie Part 2.
Guilty.
Why? Why does Spock want to take to that forbidden world?
Exactly. Keep digging.
But there before our eyes, actual images from 13 years ago.
13. Sorry, my bad.
Only to find it was all an illusion. No survivors.
Yeah.
Was seeing anything they wished him to see. And Captain Pike was gone.
If they could do that though, why wouldn't they make themselves look more attractive, you know? That was me yawning and singing at the same time. I know, pretty crazy.
The Keeper has taken over control of our screen. Do you understand, sir?
The Keeper? He woke up on a nice bed, refreshed and energized for the day. They have butt heads. They're actual literal butt heads.
But you want my ship to consider capturing me an unfriendly act.
You'll now see the primitive fear threat reaction.
Dude, if someone called me primitive in front of my face like multiple times like these guys, I'd slap them so hard.
You're in here when you test the strength of these walls too. There's a way out of any cage and I'll find it.
That's why it was called the cage.
Ride with dignity and bravery. Everything entirely logical, right down to the building of the camp, the tattered clothing.
Look at the Star Trek logos on these uniforms. They look like sewn on last minute. Whoa, what the heck? That was so cool. Whoa, that's so pretty.
Taking the memory of somewhere I've been.
No, let it attack you, Pike.
Let him live any place, any time, any situation they wished. He would
if he died in a situation,
suffer with the same reality as you gentlemen sitting there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or rather, the image of Vina. But why you again? Why didn't they create a different girl?
Because they are not creative species.
I'm not an animal performing for its supper.
It doesn't matter what you call this. You'll feel it. That's what matters.
You'll feel it exactly. Oh, gladiator fight. This woman could help. This woman could grab one of those weapons on the ground and just start stabbing from behind. Good try, Pike. Yes, she's helping. I'm glad. Sort of. You know what? She tried her best. That's all you can ask. That was an insane throw. She's just whacking him with a mace. That was almost like a suicide though, come on. The Pike had that up for about 10 minutes and the guy just belly flopped onto it. But how's she in here now? Is she still an illusion?
We can reconvene later.
Then they care about the captain.
They want him back.
Do you think they're gonna continue some more tests?
I regret. We'll have to wait and see it there.
Every time Spock says something, this guy looks at Jim like, can you believe this guy?
Why are you here?
Please you.
Okay.
Fabric they wear?
Or I can wear whatever you wish. Or be anything you wish.
Okay, be an octopus right now. Let me see.
Please you.
Yes, yes, you can please me.
Let me out of this cage.
All circuits engaged, Mr. Spock.
Standing by, number 1.
Oh, I hope they all wear those goggles.
9, 8, 7, 6.
They're all wearing the goggles.
3, 2, 1.
They're like ugly ski goggles. Wow, it's still not breaking. I love the rainbow color effects that they use for the explosions. It's so cool. Wow, that actually did absolutely nothing. I wish my bedroom door was made out of the material of that metal door.
In the briefing room, their power of illusion is so great we can't be sure of anything we do.
Yeah, what if you've already destroyed it? You could just walk through the metal right now. What if you just think that there's metal there? But you actually destroyed their whole base.
It's become more important than reality. You give up travel, building, create.
Oh, kind of like Inception a little bit.
But that was a bargain with something that didn't exist. You said you weren't real, remember?
Is he gonna get punished for not cooperating?
Adam and Eve. If we could...
Oh, geez, Pike, you don't want to be punished because I don't want him to disappear. Why is there a magical sound effect when he leaves? I wonder if I had watched The Cage first, I would already know the mystery of these 2 episodes, right? So it would have been almost a little pointless to watch these 2 episodes.
If the form and the color is not appealing.
This guy forgot how to blink. Oh, wow. Oh my god, the fact that they can just make you think that that's happening to your body.
That moment was to get my hands around your neck.
We repaired the survivor's injuries and found the species
Do you think their heads are squishy or hard? I think they're squishy.
Why would you want me attracted to her? So I'll feel love and a husband-wife relationship?
It's like so you guys will feel love.
Now, one of sympathy. Excellent.
Oh, basically man's like, you've started a bond. You started to create a bond with this woman.
Want some coffee, dear?
Oh, the horses.
I'm sorry, I don't have any
Turns out I do.
machines left by their ancestors. Is that why they want us? To build a colony of slaves?
Stop!
Oh, maybe actually.
Year after year, tricking and punishing. And they won. They own me.
Not with Pike on your side, they have it.
No, I don't hate you. I can guess what it was like.
I bet you can't actually guess because they probably used her deepest fears to torture her.
If they can read my mind, then they know I'm attracted to you. I was from the very first moment I saw you in the survivor.
Oh, Zooey Mama!
To forget all that.
Wow, this is a very different time, very different place. Oh, it's the green lady that's always at the end of all the credits. Finally, we get to see her in action.
Vina.
It is her. I was like, is that her? Those look like her eyes. Yeah, Kirk's like, I can't.
She appeared to him in many forms, each more exciting than the last. Pike was beginning.
Was the picnic one really one of the more exciting ones?
One small sample.
You say it was worth a man's soul?
No. No. Resist, Pike. Push her in the water or something. Throw that plant at her face. Whoa, cool, man. Whoa. She came to light a fire in your heart. You get it? You get it?
Explosion community.
If our measurements and readings are an illusion also, one could find oneself...
It's weird, Spock's skin color, it kind of fluctuates throughout this entire show. Even in like the same episode, sometimes he'll be green, sometimes he'll be looking like yellowy gold, sometimes he'll just be looking like regular skin color. It's very strange.
Captain.
No, let me finish!
Wow.
How long can you block your thoughts? A few minutes, an hour? How can that help?
Hey, you can do a lot in an hour.
You're no better choice. They'd have more luck crossing him with a computer.
Dude, give her a slap.
18 years to your age then.
Oh, Pimple Man himself is here.
Unusually strong female drives.
You'll find my thoughts more interesting.
What does that even mean?
Thoughts so primitive you can't understand. Emotions so ugly.
Why did that scare me? What the heck? Why did that scare me? I think he needs pants for his head with that butt. Why is this opening? Wow, this guy thought he was so sneaky. I bet he thought he was like Tom Cruise or something.
Except how good they are.
With all that brain power. Oh my god, with all that brain power, you'd think they'd be a little sneakier.
On the other hand, I've got a reason. I'm willing to bet you've created an illusion this laser is empty.
But it's actually working.
You want me to test my theory out on your head?
Haha, there we go. Dude, this is such a cool episode. I really like the cutbacks to the present as well with these people watching. I think it really adds another dimension to the episode as a whole. And I like the idea of watching the cage with the Menagerie episode as well.
Well, Mr. Spock.
So like, sorry, we forgot to film the next part. I want to read the audiobook.
Watch.
I'm sorry, are we in like a snowstorm or something?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Guilty.
Oh, Kirk, man. It has been destroyed. It has been destroyed. I told you it must have just been an illusion.
I want to contact our ship.
You are now on the surface where we wished you to be.
So they wanted them to escape the whole time?
And I'll stay with Vina.
What's she doing?
It's important, then I can't go either. I suppose if they have...
I like the slow rising sound effect. That poor elevator's been decimated.
This makes you too violent and dangerous a species for our needs.
Good.
No other specimen has shown your adaptability. You were our last hope.
Oh, you may as well stay now, Pike.
I can't go with you.
Sir, it just came...
Interesting. It's only one person. There's the other. Is Pike gonna come back? Oh, what the heck? Oh, what the heck? She's looking old. That was a crazy shot, though. Ah, these effects. Oh.
This is the female's true appearance.
Found me in the wreckage, dying. They rebuilt me.
Oh.
They had no guide for putting me back together.
It's actually so sad. What the heck? The music is good in this episode, guys. Okay, Pike's back. I love the shots when it zooms out of the TV of the cage episode back to the Menagerie. See ya, Talos 4.
Commodore, don't you think that...
Oh my god, it's all an illusion. There's no flippin' stinking way.
The Commodore was never aboard your vessel.
Ah!
And in the shuttlecraft was an illusion.
Wait, no way.
Is welcome to spend the rest of his life with us.
Oh, that makes sense. And then they can reproduce and stuff too. Oh, that makes sense, I guess.
Explain.
Ask you to face the death penalty too.
How would you have believed this, Kirk?
Signed, Mendez J.I., Commodore, Starbase 11.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Let's throw him on the planet.
Do you want to go there?
Okay.
Showing lately towards flagrant emotionalism.
I see no reason to insult me, sir.
Yeah, come on, Kirk. Well, I'm glad he got to like walk and be a human being again. That's the end of the episode. I guess happy ending for everyone in the end. Peace, see you later. And that was my reaction to the Menagerie Part 2, a fitting conclusion to the Menagerie Part 1. And I really enjoyed both episodes. I enjoyed the Menagerie Part 2 more just because we got all of our answers. And we got some really cool visual effects and just concepts. I really liked the concept of those big-headed, butt-headed alien men. They were just so interesting. The fact that they could create illusions with your mind, with their minds, enough for you to believe them and stuff. They could torture you with your deepest thoughts. They could put you into your wildest dreams. That was such an interesting concept. And the whole thing about illusion, like, it seems very bad at first, but then at the end of the episode, the fact that they have illusions is actually a good thing. And I actually liked how this episode ended. The episode ended with everyone getting their way. Everyone came out with a happy ending, which is not something that I expected. I expected in some way someone to have something bad happen to them. I was expecting the mind-bending illusion aliens to have something bad happen to them, or to have the humans leave and they wouldn't be able to reproduce. But that would have still been a little sad, because the lady even says, I think her name's like Vivian or something like that. She says that they don't have bad intentions. They don't mean to be evil. They're just so like into themselves and stuff like that. They're so into this illusion that they forget at times. And so it would have been a little sad, just kind of like the monster dying at the end of the man trap, like the last of its species. It would have been a little sad to see these people just die out. And so I'm glad that Gene Roddenberry was able to write a solution that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense actually, and that also benefits every single party. So it was a very satisfying ending. You know, there was no big grand finale. It was very quiet. It was just very talkative. They're just people talking and stuff. There was no grand climax really of this episode, which is something that I was expecting, but I really liked this, like the small and subtle ending that this one had. You know, Pike gets to kind of come out of his vegetative state, and his mind was always functioning. They said that so much in the first episode, that his mind was functioning on the same plane as everyone else. He was just trapped in this vegetative body. So I'm glad at the end he gets to at least have the illusion of being young again. He gets to be with this girl who he said that he liked in the Cage episodes in the past. And then also Kirk and Spock are off the hook with going to Taros 4. I think that was the name of the planet, Taros 4. They're off the hook about going there now. Not Talos, Talos 4. And then also the other people get to live now that they have their 2 human specimens. They can start to populate the planet again. Everyone is happy. And yeah, it was a very nice ending to the episodes. I thought the music in this episode was surprisingly good. Not surprisingly good, I guess. Alexander Courage is a very good composer, and he's made some very iconic Star Trek themes. But in the Menagerie Part 1, I didn't really notice the music that much, but in the Menagerie Part 2, there were a lot of times where I noticed the music. The music was very loud and orchestral at parts, like orchestral for a TV show, I guess, at parts. And then the one where I started to notice the music the most was when they were just at their picnic and Pike was feeding the horses and stuff like that. I don't know, the song there was so sweet and so soft and very different than the rest of the music that we'd been hearing on Star Trek. It reminded me a little bit of the Inner Light, like that kind of soundtracky vibe. And I don't know, it was just really sweet and I enjoyed it a lot. And Alexander Courage has done a great job with the music, but I think the effects in this movie have to be mentioned. I don't know, because obviously I asked the question what effects are updated and which ones aren't in this video, so I obviously don't know your guys' answer. You guys will have to tell me, but I'm assuming that everything with the Enterprise is updated, and a lot of the things with the phasers and things like that, transition stuff, that is all still how it would have been seen in 1966. And a lot of that stuff looks so cool. The aging of that woman was an amazing effect. It looked like there was like overlays of someone that was like slowly getting faded in, but it was done really, really well. I was really impressed by that. And then also just all of the illusion stuff in general, the cuts where people would be in one place and then there would be like that swooshing thing in the background and Pike would be sent somewhere else. I thought that was really cool as well. Just everything with the illusions, with people transforming, with places changing. It was all done really well and fairly convincingly for a show that was made so long ago. And I'm sorry, I know some people don't like it when I say like this is an old show or so long ago because that makes them feel like they have aged, they have grown up, but it is. I mean, you have to acknowledge 1966, that was quite a long time ago, and I'm very impressed by the effects in this episode and in the show in general, really. I also really liked what they did with the cage. I said this in the part 1, but I really like how they utilized the cage this episode that they never had released, and that they're utilizing it as backstory. Not only is it cool that you get to see this episode that was unreleased in the actual show, I mean it is released now, but back then I don't think it was released at the time, so I think that would have been really cool to watch. But you also get to kind of just give these actors who were in this episode that's never going to get released a chance to show off their acting skill. You know, they worked hard to fill in these roles in the cage in this pilot episode of a show, and it's never getting released, and they changed the cast, so a lot of those members besides Spock are just not in the original series anymore. And so I think it's a really nice way to almost acknowledge the old crew of that one episode and give them a little bit of spotlight, a little bit of acting time on screen. It was just really sweet in my mind and really nice. And also the episode just seems really interesting, and I think it honestly benefited from being a part of a two-parter of the Menagerie, because the episode itself, The Cage, seems like a very interesting episode, but with the Menagerie you can have multiple levels of stress and tension and stuff building off of each other, one from the Cage episode, or some from the Cage episode, I guess, some from the Menagerie episode, and you can combine the past and the present with the Cage and the Menagerie to create like this really nice blend of tension and just really cool story and stuff like that. And then also I think it's just cool getting these past perspective, or I guess this present perspective from Spock going back, and from Pike and stuff going back into the Cage episodes. I don't know, I think it just elevates the Cage episode onto another level. So I'm kind of glad that I didn't watch The Cage before I watched the Menagerie, and I don't know if I even plan on watching The Cage, maybe one day, but I don't know, I can't promise anything. But I'm kind of glad that I didn't watch it and instead I watched the Menagerie, because then I think a lot of the mystery would have been kind of resolved from everything. And also in the original Cage episode, did Pike decide to stay on the planet, or did he decide to go? That is something I would like to know, because they showed footage of Pike running back in with the girl and then the people around, and so I'm wondering if the Cage ends with him actually leaving and ditching everyone, and then that race is doomed to die, or if he stays for a bit and then he leaves, because if they were planning on keeping everything with Pike, then he would have had to have left at some point. So I'm kind of interested on just how The Cage ends. But yeah, I'm glad that I didn't watch The Cage, because I think it would have ruined some of the mystery of the Menagerie, and it was a really, really cool mystery, and I really like how it ended, and I think the Menagerie definitely helped, like the episode parts of the Menagerie helped elevate the Cage parts of this episode as well. So overall, really liked these two episodes. I thought they were really, really interesting, some really cool effects. I think they were definitely my favorite two so far of the original series. I know I've only seen 4 episodes now, but these were definitely my favorite two, Menagerie Part 2 being my favorite episode so far. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to these wonderful, beautiful, amazing people right here for supporting me and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot. Yeah, I enjoyed these episodes. I enjoyed watching Kirk and Spock go together. I enjoyed the mystery, some plot twists I did not expect. The illusions were really cool. And yeah, I will see you next time for my next Star Trek The Original Series reaction.